Okay. All right. All right. Um, okay. So how are things on your end? Do you guys see anything?
Waiting for cat yen, the counter trend trade.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Let me pull it up 1 second here. Okay. So walk me through this. What's the story on this? Your faces are here. Okay. Yeah. So what's the story on this? You guys will have drawing as well.
On the daily, if we zoom out a little bit, initially it was coming down from here,
Okay.
and then we have a really deep pullback towards this zone here to
Okay.
try and push, and it seems that it's failing to go lower from there, and we pull back again. Then now we're stuck in this range here, and thinking that right now, once we have this kind of thing where sellers are trying to push down from here, and if they fail, this thing could push towards the upside.
Yeah. 1 second. 1 second. Okay. All right. No, so there's a huge problem with that. You're not taking into the factor of you can't use this time frame anymore to solve it. You see,
Yeah.
he's going down from here until he does a pullback. Now, whether that's deep enough or not, it's questionable, but that looks like a 35% pullback in multiple layers.
Yeah.
After that, he's tried to go down, failed. That means this moment onwards, this time frame cannot solve this trade.
Yeah.
It becomes a weekly trade.
Yeah.
So we can't read this. We can't make sense of this. It's all a guess from this moment onwards, from this time frame. It won't work. So if I go to the weekly, like that. If I go to the weekly and now look at it, so it's like, okay, as per the weekly, down move, deeper pullback one time, then it goes up the second time, either it's here or it's here. Okay, this is the part where it gets confusing. It's like, was this it? And then it slammed down here, a reversal. Is this the test of everything? Is this like, was that primary and this is secondary? If that's the case, wherever we were looking to get in for a sell, stop's got to go above this. Otherwise, they're at high risk for however we're looking at it.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's hard to just say, oh, that little itty bitty piece is the selling part.
I'm trying to buy.
You were planning to buy it. Buying is off the table. Buying can thank you. Buying can only be done if this gets up to here, and then you can consider the buy side. This is a counter trend buy from even a weekly perspective. That's too big of a picture.
Oh, but on Sunday's analysis, we were saying that we wait for a push down from here, and then we see what happens there, and then we look for the buys.
Yeah, it's not a good one. It's really, really bad, this one. So let's say here, okay? So if you look at this purely from this time frame perspective and saying, okay, if I ignore everything to my left and don't look at all these MAs and I just say he's going sideways and we're just trying to range trade it, then that's a different edge. But even this, it's like, do you really want to buy in these spots? Right? Even if it gets above here, do you really want to buy that? Knowing that the range size is this big, can we trust that? So it all becomes dangerous all in this area, unless it shoots up and then maybe we can consider something. It can only shoot up if the weekly is dead. So it's a tricky one, this one. That's why on the one we talked about Sunday, I kept saying the Swiss yen is a much, much better pair. It's higher preferred. And I kept saying on this one, like, you can do this. It's a counter trend, but not preferred, right? Like this was the worst one out of all of them that we talked about on the weekend. But here's the thing. What about the ones you guys did yesterday? Okay. The new, you know, Rowan, you had New Zealand USD, Lucas, New Zealand yen, Henning and Ollie had Euro New Zealand. So let's take a look at all of those. So for example, New Zealand USD. Okay, let me clear all this up. Okay, so if I look at this from the daily, nothing to look at on the daily. It's just in an uptrend left to right. We got an idea which direction. 4 hours. We actually had a pullback because we're 60-minute traders and we're like, 4 hour also wants to go. So we can join it. Okay, let me just turn off my, sorry about that. Okay. All right, so as a 60 trader, we're like, okay, if we look at this up move and then this down move, that's a deep pullback, but it's a half moon. He tried and he failed. That means we cannot solve it from this time frame. We have to go up a time frame. When we go up a time frame to the 4 hours up here, we see, it's because the 4 hour needs a pullback too. That was just a divider, right? That little half moon that we did on the 60. So it was just a divider. So we're like, okay, so if that's the case, well, we got two-legged pullback, a sharp reversal like that. We're like, I don't think anyone got on. If we can get onto this, that would be secondary, and then it needs 2 legs up. Okay, so the 2 legs up concept, it ran last night. So all of your trades did really, really well. Then we barely got a pullback to buy the second leg. But will this ever get a half moon if you bought it? So this would get a circle, right? Like this is a refresh buy.
Yeah.
Is this going to be a half moon anywhere?
It already
not so fast.
No, it made a new high. That means game on still. Which means any deeper pullback that you can get for a discounted rate, you got to get in. Not a 60 pullback, because then you would be trading like 3. We got to get a deeper pullback like this one more time. But it just means it's healthy, it's game on. If you truly trust leg 2 is very, very powerful, you can go for the 3. You can then push it at that point. Okay. Lucas, you were on New Zealand yen, right? Yeah. So you got your trade here. How come you didn't hit it there? You waited for the candle to go up higher before you hit it.
Oh, it was right after the webinar, and there was a lot of support
Okay.
around that time.
Damn webinars! I tell you, this guy keeps taking up my time.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so this was a decent trade as well. Good, easy money. All right, and then finally the Euro New Zealand's for these guys. Henning, if you're watching this, exits too early. I know you were watching this from the 15 minutes. The problem is you need to do the top-down approach to understand where you are in the story. You were inside a move that was running from the daily. The daily has been going down. He had a 2-legged pullback, a deep refresh. It slammed down, did a test, and now it begins. So when I say begins, which means it needs 2 legs down. First leg down, and then that pullback is where you and Ollie start getting in. So you're trading leg 2 down on the daily. So let's take a look at that from this perspective, in the 4 hour. It's a multi-leg pullback on the 4 hour, smashes down, tests, Same thing now. You and Ollie got in around here, goes down, one leg, you got out. Ollie held through all the way till here, and he took that gain. So, and it's not even done yet, because it's a 4-hour trade that you're trading, right? It's still going. It's still going. It's all red bars yet. No signs of any struggle. In fact, any signs of buyers coming in get smashed right back down. So every 4-hour close is saying, I'm still selling. I'm still selling. Okay, so these are the parts where we got to get good at to maximize our returns. But all in all, both Ollie and Henning, if you're watching this, good job, nice trade on this. Okay, so the Aussies were the same. Aussies were really hot as well. Aussies were really hot, and Aussie yen was hot as well. Okay. All right, these were the other selections that we had. Same thing as your New Zealand yen, Lucas. Here, that was primary, secondary, but we cannot catch either. We can only catch the secondary. The primary was too hot. Rowan, do you understand when I say primary is too hot, we cannot catch that?
Yeah, I actually forgot. I think I know why you're saying that, because I didn't name my post correctly yesterday.
Yeah. That's okay. Yeah. That's okay.
I actually forgot it. I was, what's the first reaction called? So I was just, it's a 240 buy story. So let's put a 240 buy in.
You just put it in Dutch, like primero, segundo, or something, whatever it is. It's like...
Oh, now I know. Primary, secondary. Yeah.
Primary, secondary. Yeah.
Or like two. Yeah. I actually had most of the pairs played out when I woke up, but pound USD, I had a question about.
Okay.
If we have time, of course.
Yeah, let's do this. Let me first talk about the primary, secondary really quick on a whiteboard. Then we'll look at the pound USD. It's already left, you said, right?
Yeah.
Okay, we'll talk about it then in a second. Okay, all right. So the stuff with the primary, secondary is if the move has gone up extensively, right? And we're like, okay, we need a deeper pullback to come in. Now, a deeper pullback, so he keeps going up. We're like, he's gone up 2 legs. 3 legs is parabolic. Maybe he's going to pull back now. Doesn't do it. Does he have to pull back now? He doesn't have to. So you need to stop that illusion of he's gone up 2, 3 legs. Therefore, I must sell. Left to right is up. You do not sell as of right now. No counter trend tricks whatsoever. I'm not teaching you guys any of that stuff yet. Later. Okay, stay with the direction for now. So, and then eventually, 5th leg. That's okay. It can do that. It's allowed. Now it pulls back. So we need at least how many legs to pull back?
2 or 3.
Yeah, but minimum 2, right? That's the at least part, right? So we got 2 legs coming down and we're like, this area looks good. There's a lot of volume in there as well. This may or may not be a trap. So this is the trap here, right? You guys can see that part? That was the last trap. Now, should I say I'm going to wait for this area for the prices to come here? That doesn't make any sense, right? That means I'm expecting the market to completely reverse whatever the buyers did. So it's all in context, right? So this, forget about it. So we're like, okay, I'm expecting a pullback into here. It had decent amount of volume in there. This price more or less is good. So now he comes down in red bar, a tail on top, red bar. Should I buy it? He's at the area. Next candle, tail on top, red bar. Okay, now he's at the bottom of this area. This would be the absolute best price now. If I just buy it right here, should I buy it?
No.
Okay. Green bar. Put a G in there. It's a gangster bar. So a small green bar. Should I buy it now? What does that mean?
Slowing down, starting. starting to slow.
First sign of a slowdown where it's like, maybe it's going to be soon, which means stand by. Next bar, red bar, buy it. Next bar, green. What does it tell you right now?
A reversal.
Yeah, it's telling you the level held, because the level doesn't have to be accurate to the pip, right? It's telling you that level, that area, it held. Somebody is there. But could we have caught it?
No.
That's when we say primary is gone. We'd have to get onto the secondary. That's why a secondary is created. So the test that comes in for that, whether it pokes down the primary or not, is the secondary trade. Once the secondary activates, then you get 2 legs up. Okay, I'm gonna flip it around just a little bit. Okay, so I gave you that red bar. Now, red bar, tail on top. Buy it?
Not yet.
Okay. Green bar, tail on top.
Can look into it more, go down a time frame and see what's going on.
Yeah. So what you guys told me here is he's slowing down, then stand by, preparing, because these wicks represent someone pushed it up, but got smacked down. So stand by. This one finally closed green again. Any sign of a doji or a candle that has a little bit of tail on the bottom, it's telling you you can probably now catch the primary, because a primary will blast up like this. And then this is not secondary. This is actually leg 2.
Because the primary lets people get in, so it's less likely that we get a secondary.
Correct. Therefore, this part, I'm a little bit more concerned to do that. I can't say this is primary, this is secondary, and then that's leg 1 and that's leg 2. Don't do that. So you have to see how primary is, and that will determine the future of the trade.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's when you say, oh, the trade's already on its way. I got to get that. So it's not a secondary. It's a last chance. Like, come on, I got to get in. I got to take the leg 2. Primary was like a given. It was so easy. I just didn't catch it, you know. Does that make sense? So that's the difference between a primary, secondary. Sometimes you get a primary, but you don't get a secondary. It's just a leg 2, but it looks like it might be a secondary up in the sky. These are really high prices, right?
Yeah.
So it makes sense? So a lot of the primary, secondary functionality will look like this. If it runs away, it's this time frame that'll play a multi-leg game to try to come down. Not the lower time frame. It's this time frame that will play that game to give you a secondary. Yeah. Cool. All right. So now let's take a look at that pound. Pound. Let's try and trade real quick. Okay, this is all right. Pound. Here we go. Okay. All right. What are we looking at on pound?
I was looking at this from a 1 hour perspective. So we see the uptrend.
Sorry.
Yeah, so we see this uptrend, and with all its refreshes, this was actually a confusion, or I was not really 100% sure that he made a new high. I thought not, and this is a 4 hour pullback.
Okay, wait. Let's start slowly. Okay, so it's a good thing here. So where did these buys begin from? Let's start with that.
Over here when they
Okay,
broke.
so left to right, we see this, and then it starts to go up. When he goes up here, what is this?
That's leg 2. Oh wait. He goes up. And people get in over here. Yeah, that's a leg 2.
Okay, so he goes up, he pulls back, he goes up again. He pulls back, he goes up again. Is this a refresh?
This one not. This one. And
Okay.
this one, yes. Yeah.
No. See, one of the things for a refresh is you need a clear two-legged pullback at least, and minimum 50%. 35, 50%, it's preferred. Can you read the legs down on this?
No.
And look at the guy who started it. So even if it pulls back in 2 legs and the guy who started it's down here, if you buy that, what are you buying? Just to continue whatever this leg is. So you're buying a leg 3 or leg 4 if you do that.
Okay.
So it's not a refresh. Then it goes up. So up. I don't know what that is, but it's up. A deep pullback. Is that a refresh?
Yes.
Maybe. But it's hard to read that. It's hard to read that because we can't tell. We'll only have to look at correlation and be like, is somebody else give me a 2-legged refresh and then it takes off again? Maybe then. Then it goes up again. That's a refresh. That's a refresh. And since that refresh, new highs. So up until this point, we have a move that's gone from here to here, possibly, and then here to here. 2-legged pullback, refresh, 50%, unable to perform. It's now going into the 4-hour state. Okay, does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
So you got to get good at what is a refresh instead of this might be a refresh, this is not, this is, like, just got to look at that and be like, yes, no, yes, no, like very fast. There should be no doubts on what a refresh is. So anything that looks like this, it is just a continuing of whatever this is. But anything that looks like this, you see how it breaks that structure?
Mm-hmm.
And it's more than a 50% pullback or 50% pullback of that. That's a refresh. So basically you're looking at keep going. I don't care what you're doing. Even if I can read the legs, it's like, that's a refresh. That is correct. But I don't want that 10% garbage pullback. That's not a discount. Give me a better deal. Otherwise, I'm not in. Be that strict, annoying shopper. Can I get more discount? Because 10% is not going to do anything. That's like $2. You keep it. It's like, does that make sense? So you want that bigger discount. All right. So if I go into here and say, okay, now let's go to the 4 hours. And let's take a look at that area. Okay, so now as per the 4 hours, I can barely read anything there, right? 4 hours just look like he's been going nonstop from here to here. No refreshes. And then we have this suddenly. It's like, ooh, hello. 50% pullback. Is it, can we buy the primary?
No.
It's too hot. Okay, what can you tell me about this candle?
Yeah, it's coming in full speed, red, and a little rejection.
Little rejection. Okay, rejection is good. Rejection where?
Towards the trap area.
Yeah, interesting spot. Let's go even deeper. let's check this up move. Okay.
Yeah.
There's an area here with some volume in this area. Let me even include a little bit more because a lot of this data has an up and down area. Would you look at that? High volume spot right there. Okay. Highest volume is at the trap, obviously, but that determines on will it get down there? I don't know. Maybe. So first area, we're like, there's an area there, there's an area there. Let's see what happens at what area. See, we don't guess. We just say, let's see what happens. Rejection begins here slowly, and we're like, yeah, but it came in too hot. Stand by. Next candle, doji. Like, whoa, it's really holding. Next candle, green, but wick on top. Like, okay, it's slowing down. Next candle, green, runs away. Like, damn it. But then he pulls back as secondary instantly. That we can grab. We can grab that. First trade is gone. Here's your leg 2 running right now. If leg 2 fails, this might be coming in deeper, possibly to this high volume area, but that is a guess. Otherwise, you'll keep making higher highs.
I mean, because this thing is on the 240, because it can't be read on the 60, this is only one push down, right? So it's just one leg of pullback.
Yeah, and then 2.
And then this is the second pullback.
Correct.
Then if that's the case, isn't this the primary?
No, because it started to hold from here and it responded. Whatever responds first is the primary. Remember, if this is the level, if the level bounces first and then this one does that, this would be always the primary, right? It doesn't have to be the second leg is primary, like 2 legs down is primary. It's whatever responds to the level. It's like, well, I missed that. That was primary. The next one would be secondary.
So if it pulls back to a good spot in one leg,
yeah,
can we still try and buy that, although it's just one leg?
No, you're not supposed to buy that. You can't buy that. So you have to let this primary go because we don't know what that is. Sometimes it'll do this. So I'm going to draw the same thing here. He goes up till here. He comes smashing down like that, jumps up, pulls back, but that much. You're like, I don't think that's leg 2 down. This one comes all the way down, right?
Yeah.
Sometimes he'll do that. It's like, what the hell? That can't be a leg 2 down. There's no way. And then he'll do this. This ends up being a leg 2 down. You got to get it down to here, at least, to say they did 2 attempts down, 2 full attempts down. This is too tiny. Sorry, not that one. The one slightly before. This is too tiny to classify as that's the second leg down. This is 1 leg down. 2 legs, I don't know about that one. But this one up here, okay, I could do that. So you see how there is no, I can't write it in a book or something like that this is exactly how you do it. You got to get the feel of it. The whole concept is left to right direction, then it's location, and then it's what happens at that location. Instead of what are the rules getting to the location, it's let's see what the location does. If you already have 2 legs down till here for the first time, get ready to buy the primary. If you have 1 leg down into that location, maybe that's not the location. We don't know yet. So we have to give it a chance of, I have no idea. It's only because this green bar came in there really hard. We're like, that's the location. It has to be it. Someone responded hard. If the next bars come down struggling, I'm going to hit the buy. Because I know that location is holding. That's got to be my leg 2 down at the same time.
Okay.
Makes sense. This one is a bit complicated, but it's nothing that you guys don't understand. You guys understand this quite easily.
And we can also confirm a higher time frame pulling back by the failure of the lower time frame, right? The half moon.
Well, we had a half moon in here somewhere, right, on the 60, which made us come to the 4 hours. The
So
4
we
hour
can
hasn't done any half moon yet. So we don't need to go to the daily. We can just sit here and be like, every time he does a deep refresh like he did last time, he wins, he performs. He's done a deep refresh again, maybe he'll perform. What state are we in? Did SNR hold?
No, channel.
Channel. Maybe we're gonna get up to here. But we're already at the trap zone areas. Candle has 1 hour and 40 minutes to go. Let's see. We'll find out. Maybe it closes solid green. But it's already 2 legs up.
So it has to work now. If it doesn't work, it's going to be a half moon for 4
It's going to be a half moon. Half moon means it was a slam down, slight pullback, maybe a deeper pullback for the daily. For the daily to say, give me at least 2 legs down. And then for them, the daily, this could be all one piece, right? Because
then continues to go up.
And then it continues to go up after that, yeah. Because left to right is up. A deep pullback is just a different time frame saying, oh, thank you, let's go. It doesn't mean it's a sell. The selling stuff I will teach you guys later, not now. I want you guys to master this perfectly. Yeah. Much silence. Is it sinking in, or are you guys like, I don't even know this?
So right now, if we were to think about buying this on a lower time frame, that's basically the riskiest spot, right? Because it's leg 2.
Correct. So this is the best trade here, right?
Yeah.
And the next one here. So if he does this after that, I don't know about that one. This is the most dangerous one. Because 2 legs have passed and yet we haven't gone through. Why is it struggling? Does that mean for them, oh, cool, 2-legged pullback, smash? We could be in trouble. We're buying right at a smash area. That's why 2 legs up, we run away. And saying, if he goes within that first 2 legs, you see here, that's a deep pullback, right? And if you buy that, how many legs up? Sometimes in 1 leg, you get that far. And then the next leg that he does, he gets to here. Nasty, but gets to there. Okay. It's almost arguable like, should I exit there? Can. So that 2-leg concept will keep you safe. If you picture this from the daily, deep pullback. If you buy, move up 1, move up for 2, already goes through. You see? So you have to think of it in that sense of if 2 legs have passed and he hasn't broken the highs, something is seriously wrong with this trade. We got to get out. And that will tell you, oh yeah, the higher time frame is probably looking to pull back. When you look at the higher time frame, you're like, okay, confirmed. But if you say, I'm just going to buy it, but I will keep track of all my time frames, it's not humanly possible. You won't trade anything thinking, oh, well, the 4 hour needs to pull back also, so I'm not going to do my 60 buy. You have to do all the buys that you see unless they give you a half moon, and then you say, now I know 4 hours pulling back for sure. Because remember how I was drawing before? Can you do leg 3, 4,
Yeah.
5? You can easily do that. It's normal.
So the pairs we traded yesterday, those New Zealand, most of them are pretty much leg 1 right now. Any pullbacks we buy again, thinking that's it could still go up, right?
Yeah. So this was, take a look at this. This was 1 and 2 legs up on the 4 hours. But I want to ask you this. As per the 60 minutes, so this was that first push up, and now it's the second push up. But would you say that's a pullback refresh on the 60 minutes?
Hard to say.
Which means on the 60 minutes, we've never had a pullback. So 2 legs up on the 4 hours, yeah, those guys might be done or whatever. They might, they might hold on even. But when we get a pullback that's like this for a 3rd leg up, we can do it because we know nobody got on. We can do that one and saying, it's already a higher high anyways. It can keep going. It's not like it's two legs up and we're buying a 3rd leg inside no higher high. Yeah, that's dangerous. But if you've crossed the highs and you're buying a 3rd leg up, you're just buying a trend continuation. You're clear. And the pullback is saying, it's the first time it's pulling back. We've never gotten a chance to pull back. It's okay, do it. So if you see this type of movement like this, and you're like, from the 23rd of December all the way until the end of the year, it's the first time they've actually pulled back deep enough. That's what makes things hot. If you know no one is getting a chance to get in, that's when you know, oh, things are going to get awesome. So it has that same look if you take it on a smaller time frame. From this moment till this moment, it's just so hot, no one's getting in. Any deeper pullback of that is like, oh yeah, let's do it, let's do it. And if it half moons there, take that money. Maybe it's exhausted. Fair enough. Starting to make sense? All right, so what are the pairs on the watch for today? Is there anything on the watch? All the New Zealands and Aussies are back on the list. They're still hot because they're all new highs, right? Give me a pullback, I'll buy it again. Right? So stay on top of that. Stay on top of that. You can even cheese it. Buy it on the 3 minutes. Buy it on the 1 minute until they give you a half moon and saying stop buying. Make sense?
Yeah.
But don't do 3 minutes, 1 minute. Just stick to 60 for now. All right. The currencies are both here. Let's take a look at USD yen. Okay. Why is that coming up on his radar? What is he looking at and what's going on? So left to right, what's the flow of USD yen? Down. Okay. So we know that. Okay. We want to be on the sell side as much as possible. So we're 60-minute traders. When is the last pullback? Last refresh?
Yeah.
Perfect. So that's the last refresh, multiple legs up. and then one leg down, two legs down. Oh, he made a new low, possibly makes a new low. So does this, would we say that's a refresh?
Possibly, yeah. Oh, yeah, it is.
So the thing is, look at this, down, pull back, down, pull back, down. Is this a structure break at all, or what's going on? So the problem that comes with this is we didn't really break that low properly. Will it refresh? If this is the whole move down, that's a 30% pullback. Is that good enough for us? That's something you have to decide mentally and saying, yeah, I can do that, or I don't want to do that.
This one was actually on my list too, and the high volume price is a little bit higher as well. So I thought it maybe can come in for leg 3 a little bit deeper.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. There's a high volume right here also for the buy side. Right. But so here's the thing. So if this is the move down from here to here nonstop before it starts pulling back, then that's the pullback in multiple legs up. Okay, let's check the area to make sure, is the area hot enough? Okay, we have a level up here. We have a level here. I can extend it out a little bit just to incorporate this little spiky. We got a level there and there, these two areas. So looks like it's in a vicinity that reacted. So now let's look deeper. Let's look deeper. Once we got to those areas and two legs up, first candle, wick on top. Second candle, smaller, little wick on top. Next candle, red bar, but wick tail on the bottom, which means still buying pressure, but a seller candle. Okay, it's starting to slow down. Next candle, green bar, but a big tail on the bottom. It's slowing down dramatically. We're seeing a full speed buy move start to get pushes coming against it at this level. Somebody is pushing against him. Okay, now the question is, if that level is good enough for you, do we hit it? Do we hit that sell from right there?
Yeah, that's my confusion. I don't know how to get in, or don't know, yeah, with this approach.
So this, once it starts doing this candle, you'd have to go down a lower time frame. I'll show you here. Okay. Remember that green candle I'll put the 60 above so you can see it side by side. Okay, that green candle with the tail on the bottom. Here, green candle, tail on the bottom, which is this part. Okay, what happens when you see an A reversal like this?
A range consolidation. Yeah.
Range consolidation. He goes down, but then he pops higher than that range. That's your entry right there.
Okay.
Okay. First push down on the 60. Why is my second push coming in so deep for my leg 2?
So if this
probably going to be a V reversal, that'll be your leg 2. It'll be done. It'll probably be a half moon. It's dying. It's dying. Put things into perspective. This should not worry you, or you'll get good at it in due time, is when you look at it in this sense. 4 hours. When's the last refresh?
Boom, boom.
It was.
Yeah. That's it. It's from the daily, basically, that one, right? But it's also the 4 hour at the same time. Because the 4 hour last refresh would be here. half moon, and then the daily kicks in from up in that sky area, right? So same thing for the 4 hours. But look at this. Down, pullback. Okay, that's not a refresh. Down again. Deep pullback, 90%. Down again. Possible probe. And what? A fourth leg, a fifth leg? Not to mention full speed, really slow, 90% pullback, and then we're trying to sell it a little bit more.
Very
sell-
no lows. So.
Yeah, the sell can generate some revenue for you, but you'll be able to walk away with a scratch because you know it's a V reversal, and when it comes down to test, you're like, oh, that's my leg 2, and I know it's struggling, I'm out. You end up with a little bit of a gain. But just in case it does this, you can walk away with a profit. So you don't look at the higher time frame and saying, don't sell it because it's too low. Don't do that. Otherwise, you'll never have a trade. You have to trust that the angle is down, it'll keep going down. Yeah. It's like if things get worse, it's only gonna get worse from there. just go with the flow. Like Corona, it's the end of the world. Oh yeah, it is. It's like, just go with the hype.
But to actually be prepared for a higher time frame kicking in, it's like good to have the higher time frame picture in the back of our mind running, right? Because that way we're more prepared for the situation.
If I give you a shortcut, is all the trades you guys did yesterday is the best style of trading you can do.
I like that style also much.
Yeah. What was unique about this trade that you're seeing in front of you versus what you did yesterday?
This is trend continuation and the other one is just turning on.
This is also turning on. This is on now.
Yeah, okay.
Right? As a 60, that just turned on right now. What's the difference between what you guys did yesterday and this one?
Sort of an eclipse.
It will always be some kind of an eclipse. It's a small one, not a big eclipse. Okay, I'll just explain it for the sake of time. Huh? Sorry?
Well, I was going to say correlation, like all the New Zealand's are all kind of doing the same thing.
Correlation is one thing also, yeah. It's this, take a look at this. If I draw a circle of where I'm trading, what's my 4 hour doing at that point? He's finished.
Trying.
What's my daily doing at that point? He's done 2 legs down. What you guys did yesterday was your 4 hour was starting a move that was from the daily, but you guys took it from the 60. So you guys entered something that was in progress from the big boys that just got started. Here, we're joining the big boys as they're getting ready to wrap up. We're not here somewhere where we're saying, oh, this is going to be good, or that's going to be awesome. You see, we're not in those areas where we're trying to ride with them for a leg 1 down, a leg 2 down. That's the difference. Here, we're taking their coattails like 3, come on, like 4, like you can give me 1 more leg, man, come on. It's like, so basically, if I was to put in a nutshell, 2 time frames higher needs to be ready to be in on. Your time frame higher needs to be in progress to do that, and then the time frame you're trading is there. Those are the best ones because you get a smooth run, like really ice clean. It just slides. Does that make sense?
So when we scan the markets to make sure 2 time frames higher, which is the daily must be pulling back. Then we check. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, not must be pulling back. Okay, so you guys did the New Zealand pairs, right? So I'll show you. Look at this New Zealand yen. So Lucas, you traded right here. I'm gonna take that circle. I'm gonna draw it on a higher time frame. That's where you were. I'm gonna take that circle, draw it on a higher time frame. There you were. When was the last pullback on the daily?
Right before that.
This one, right? That was the
Yeah.
refresh for the daily. How many legs up did it go? 1, 2. But in the 2 legs up, he broke the highs. That 2 that I draw right there, it's this piece. Is that a pullback?
No.
No one got in. Even though it's 2 legs up, we know that on a lower time frame, on the 4 hour, they're like, come on, get me a pullback. I can't get into these nasty prices. It's the first time we had a pullback, and it's outside the highs. When that pulls back comes in and it begins to go, your 60 is in line with that. It's an eclipse trade. Now, whether you take it here or you take it here, they're both going to be smooth. But anything you take after or after is basically doing the USD yen right now. You haven't started the move with the big boy. You're joining a move for the big boy to end it. So even though you're a 60 trader, you would want to start something with the 4 hours. So you can get that pressure from them saying, hey, I'm just getting ready. Here we go.
This part here is creating the same thing.
Exactly. On this time frame, right? And he's made a new high. So it's like, whoa. It's parabolic. But it's got volume. It's moving. The world is recovering back from Corona. We were selling Aussies and New Zealands, right? Corona times.
Mm.
And buying the yens. Now it's the opposite. Cool? Making sense? It's actually, if you think of it logically, it's quite simple to understand. It's the doing it part that can get complicated, especially the part where it's like, okay, I drew my level, now what? The approach and all that stuff will take a little bit of practice.
You can actually kind of perceive this method kind of with a checklist way, right?
Yeah. Direction first, then location, then approach. That's the priority. Probably above all of that is correlation. If there is correlation, everything becomes a lot stronger because you have a reference point to look at. Did you know in correlation, you can actually get free trades? You know what's a free trade?
No.
I'm going to put NU, NJ, just as a quick reference here. Goes up, pulls back, primary begins, preparing for a leg 2. Okay, and leg 2 starts. And NU, he's doing this. There was no primary to grab. This area is the same as this area. Grab the left one. It hasn't started yet. This one will fly while this one finishes off and starts to taper off as they take profits. But the one on the left is going to begin to fly and do his thing. So you can get a free trade out of it sometimes by saying, he's the leader. He paved the way. Thank you very much. I know which one's going to lag behind. but for good reason, because I know US dollar is holding him back right now. Oh, look, suddenly the market's changed on US dollar. What a surprise. And
Yeah.
then it follows the New Zealand USD.
It's 4 course bundle, and then leader laggard lesson.
Leader laggard, yeah. Of course, at this stage, the leader laggard is going to mean a whole different thing when you first learned it a few years ago. It's like, I remember studying that. Now it all like how I can use it. Now I can bring money to the table from it. Like, it's all there. It's all up there. It's just slowly we'll put it together for you guys. So yeah, now to quickly recap, Lucas, the trade you did was here, right? Primary, secondary, leg 1, leg 2. What is that?
So secondary and leg 1.
Secondary, leg 1. So he went up, he pulls back, and then it's going up right now. It's a 4-hour, right? Do I need to watch it from the 60?
No.
No. So should I be exiting?
No.
No. You see how much money you left on the table?
Yeah.
Like a lot. Double.
Yeah. I was
Oh,
gonna
that-
ask that too.
Yeah, you get used to it. It's just the starting points. Right now we perfect the entry. Your entry was okay. You got in a little bit here, but I know why. But it'll get easier. It'll get easier. Because if you got in here, your risk to reward will be a lot better. Right? That makes a huge difference. You would have been up 30% more by having a risk to reward like that instead of risk to reward like that. Big difference.
And could we also?
My stops were. Sorry.
Now you go. Yes.
Oh, my stops were quite tight because I saw on the 15 this rejection was huge. So my
Oh, so
stops
you
were
put it
around
just below that?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Fair enough. Fair enough.
I know yesterday you did mention to always have the stops below the primary, but
Unless
it feels
you
like
know for
everything was
sure.
going.
Unless you know for sure, and you end up chasing it because you're like, oh crap, that's it, it's leaving, that's it. That's different. Then you can squeeze it below, because by chasing it, you've proven to yourself, I just paid money to know. You don't need a wider stop for that.
All right. True.
Why waste more money if you just paid for it out of your pocket from your profits, saying, I just paid money to know that this is going now. Right?
Yeah.
And could we also perceive this as a sort of a bounce setup to just hit it blindly over here when we see some increase of volume?
No, not blindly, but you can see it like this. Okay, so what happens when there's a V reversal like that? You can see the V reversal here, right?
Yeah, spike
Okay.
down.
So slow down. So we see the slowdown, right? I can contain that range quite easily. So I got to get a break below that. Comes down full speed, red bar. Next candle, green
yeah.
bar, tail on the bottom. Buy it.
Okay.
Buy it. So it's not the location that matters. Location is in our back of our minds. We know our stop's going to be here regardless. Next candle can go down here and then go up. That's also okay. But when you see that green bar, you get in. Because he's done your requirement of, he slowed down there sideways after a V reversal. Come on, give me that little test. And when that test came down, you're like, okay, come on. Stand by. Next candle, green, close, tail. I'm in.
Okay.
Okay. And that will generally line up with around market hours or a news event. So you have to be aware of what time of day it is and if there's any news coming up. So you have to be aware of, will they spike below one more time before going? Because the news event's right there. So the news is going to help push your trade up, but the news event can also just do this really quick before helping you. So you just have to think of that as like, should I take advantage of that? That's a gamble that you can take and say, I'm going to see if the news gets me a better price. I'll grab it down there, and instead of 3 Rs, I'll make 6 Rs, or I'll make nothing because it might run away. That's okay.
So the news starts from Asia all the way to New York. It's like 15 hours. So trading, we need to work for 15 hours, not 2-3 hours a day.
No, it's all these moves are generally around the opens, right?
No, it's meant for a joke.
Well, Forex is 24 hours. You can make money anytime you want. Didn't you see the webinar yesterday?
I always scalp the close of New York. It's like really volatile, right?
Close of New York, you never touch it. The brokers will stop you out. So, yeah, but those are the best times. If anyone asks you, how do I trade? Just tell them trade in that 1 hour when New York closes. Just $500 in the account, use as big lot size as you can. Make sure you get a 1,000:1 leverage and trade around those hours. When all of you guys' trades were moving yesterday, mine was dormant. Okay, mine was dormant on Swiss yen. And while it was dormant, I was like, that's fine. I know this perspective from the daily and the weekly that's sticking in. So stand by. So all day yesterday, I was like, there it is, scaled in. Should I exit? Why is it taking so long? It started freaking me out. Like, daily perspective, stop looking at the damn 60. It's like even though 60 is a higher time frame for me, like, because I'm not used to trading a 60-minute time frame already. Like, just ignore it. And today it's good, right? It's running at 11 right now. So it's decent. It's decent. So you got to go with the flow of give it that 2 legs. Give it that 2 legs, and you'll definitely turn to profit on it. So what am I trading? This trade that I'm in, which is this piece. If you look at it on the daily, what did I trade?
It's from the weekly, right?
From the week, we'll get to the weekly, but on the daily, if you just look at this part,
It's the leg 2.
How do we write this? I'm doing a Swiss franc yen. What's the title if I was to put it on Basecamp? How would I label this?
Swiss franc,
Leg
yen,
2.
yeah, daily leg 2, yeah,
No,
secondary.
no, it can't be secondary because if you look carefully, do you think this is easy to catch?
Yeah, not many people had missed it.
No, it's pretty easy to catch, right? He slowed down quite a bit, lots of tail, lots of wicks, lots of tail. Like, you got to be in that. It didn't run away on you on like that. It didn't run away. So that's leg 1 up. This is now leg 2 up, right? How do you trade a leg 2?
You make sure it goes.
How do you trade this leg 2? How can you find it?
Go to the 4 hour.
There you go.
See,
Okay, now then look at it on the 4 hours. What am I dealing with? What did I buy?
Primary. Oh,
no,
secondary.
So it would be written as Swiss franc yen 240 secondary buy. Make sense? This would put anyone following along into perspective very quickly on, okay, I see he's traded this refresh, but he didn't grab that price. He got that one. Okay, understood. Even if you don't see the chart, you can mentally visualize it. Like, okay, I think he missed the first launch. But in the notes, inside the notes, I can say, however, this is part of leg 2 from the daily. Now I'm adding some more substance to it. And now we can be like, nice. That's going to be a big trade, that means. So these trades are similar to what you guys did from the 60 yesterday on the New Zealand. It's just mine sits on a higher time frame. It's sitting into a launch of the weekly. Yeah. Cool. So any pairs then for today? You guys have anything on your list?
No, that were the only ones. The rest is just, yeah.
Still moving, right?
Still moving, yeah.
Yeah.
So the downside of everything that happened then today is we should have still been in from yesterday. From the 4-hour perspective. And then today would just be sitting back and counting the money. That's all you can do. There is no entries. All right. Well, you guys have a team meeting anyways in 1 hour. May let you guys rest a little bit. There's nothing on the charts that I see as of right now. Pounds, I would say leave it alone for the most part because of how much mess they're in. You see? Here, I can understand. Now we're getting a little bit too far out of balance. You see these pullbacks, the deep pullback? It's a smash, deep pullback. It's not leg 1, leg 2, leg 3, leg 4, deep pullback, continue. It's not that. It's a smash and deep pullback. So that becomes dangerous because that smash, is this a V reversal for a buy? Or is it a support resistance sell? You see? So the smash ones are the most dangerous ones. See, this smash SNR didn't work. It reversed. This smash SNR works. So I prefer these. Give me this nonsense chop. Give me a nice pullback, and then we'll see from there.
Just one last question. Just now you mentioned when we look at daily to make sure not to think, okay, it's too low now to sell or it's too high now to buy.
Yeah.
On Sunday, you were saying, we were looking at some of the New Zealanders and you were saying, oh, it's too high now also. So we don't really want to look at it.
Yeah. But the way it pulled back on the 4 hours on all of them, that made me question, like, oh, that actually looks good. And the fact that it's across the board, in my mind, was like, do it until you get a half moon. And it didn't give a half moon. It actually won. So like, oh, that's nice.
So just check, right?
Yeah, not check, trade it. Trade it until you get the half moon. You see here? Here is a refresh, right? But it's not a refresh, it's a continuation because it's like part of this next move, right?
Yeah.
So if you get one that does this and that part is here, so you're trying to trade leg 3 or leg 4, whatever that might be, he won't just go up like that. It's not going to happen. He'll do this and then do that. And then maybe go sideways and then take off. He won't just turn around on the spot. That's why it's best for you to most money, less money, but can be done. So if you're trading a refresh that's part of a refresh already, that takes the most money. That's where you go big.
Like the trade we did yesterday.
Yeah. That thing takes size. You know, you can load up. But these type of next trades here, like the USD yen one, that's not size. That's like, I made 4% up here. I'll give this 0.5% risk. That's how you think. It's like, because I made money from here, I'm willing to put this on the line. But don't start there. That's wrong. Start here and then keep adding if you want. If you guys get really good, really patient, then the whole next game for you guys would be huge size, add, half moon out. That's when that's Dave's level right now that he's at. So Dave does weekly pair, stands by, takes the weekly pair, and then he sits on 60 and just adds and adds and adds and adds. And he's like, I just need one weekly trade for the entire year and I'm done. I can retire. Right? But you see the logic to it, how it's very simplistic. But you can't be wrong on that weekly trade. You got to be absolutely right, because otherwise you're adding to a loss. It's like, that is really dangerous. Yeah. So yeah, the pounds are all in this messy stuff. It's like it's down in this no man's land. So the money you made, if we talk about numbers, the money you made, Lucas, here on this buy, the next pullback that you see, that can be a new trade altogether. You don't have to go smaller on that. But if you were buying here, you'd have to go smaller on that. Makes sense. So I'll come up with all these rules and stuff to be precise. Yeah, go ahead.
Because this is a fresh refresh push, that's why we can treat it as something completely new as compared to the chart before.
Yeah, because if this is your range, how's the break?
Yeah,
it's pretty strong. So this is also logical. And how many pullbacks did the 60 get?
No.
They've never got a chance. They will try when it comes here. Whether it becomes half moon or not, that's beside the story. But they will try.
Okay.
If it slams down, they won't try. But if it's 2 legs down